Yo.
But how are you? And obviously, you talked about contracted COVID. Like, how are you and the symptoms and everything right
Oh,
now?
I'm good now. I'm good
Yeah.
now. I feel great. Like it's been 2 weeks.
Hmm.
Uh, so every day lemon ginger, agave sea moss head ass. I've been resilient. The funny thing about it, it's been like more of a hard task just to be here. Like, wow, I'm dropping an album and everybody want to celebrate with me, and like
And you in the house.
uh, my mom and them had parties. All the producers had little listening parties, and but outside of that, man, I've been good. It's been actually a cool little 2 weeks.
Okay. Have you seen your son yet, or has he
No,
been
I ain't gonna see
around you
him
yet?
till I get a negative test.
The negative test. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So I'm on day like 13, 12, 13 right now, and they say you could retest after 14. But and there's a thing is a such thing as being positive without being contagious, but uh, you can't even take a test till after 14 days of the first one. So
Gotcha. Well, I'm based in Houston. Like Laurent said, I'm syndicated, but Houston been open. So we know.
no, it's going down out there. I'm gonna pop out there with my mask on soon enough.
We've been outside. All right.
Oh, I know.
So if Laurent told you I'm like a real actual Trey Songz fan, so we
He
gonna get into
definitely
the
didn't.
music.
He definitely didn't give me the drop, but he did tell me the future of radio.
Yes, Thea and Doc are like my mom and dad. So I'm when they get ready to retire, I'm right here. But
I don't
so
think they letting go no time soon.
well, I don't like listen. Doc got his own baby boy, so Doc is like
Man,
whatever.
Doc got this thing running on autopilot, man.
So speaking of Doc's baby boy, you got your song "I Know Love." You said that's your favorite song. It's obviously about your son, and then you have him speaking on the Noah's Love part.
Mhm.
But who are the people you put in the background on the OG Love Loop? Who are those
Oh,
people?
that's my grandmother, my grandfather. My grandfather actually passed. The album is dedicated to him, and
Hmm.
I figure it fitting to have that dialogue between them after All This Love, because All This Love being a love song saying you want to spend forever with somebody.
Mm.
They spent about 50 years together, actually married, and probably 60 actually being like in each other's lives.
Mm.
And to hear them have dialogue, my grandma is actually talking about my grandfather flirting with women in the hospital. You know what I mean? And she talking about how she got to deal with that, and them being able to laugh about it, and them like enjoying one another's company, and just I thought that was just a beautiful moment between them two, to showcase that love ain't all about like everything being the bells and whistles and sunny days, and you know uh, you got to go through some things to really be in love with somebody
Yeah.
if you wanted to last. You know what I mean? If you really wanted to last, it ain't gonna be like, oh man, she done been through some things with him and he done through some things with her, and I aspire to have a love like that, even through like the very turbulent times that I learned more about as I was a man, of course. You know what I mean? My grandfather and my grandmother like kind of letting me in on things as I had my first child. And it just was it was very important for me. And my brother called me because he hadn't heard that. He had heard the whole album, and he called me. He was crying, and he said, "Man, I heard singing your voice, man. I just broke down, man. It felt so good to hear him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was like a special like thing for me and my family, and
Yeah.
that's dope. That's the first time I did probably 40 interviews. That's the first time somebody asked me who that was or about it.
What I tell you,
Goated.
a real
Oh.
fan. So going into that, actually, that brings up another question. So, like your last album, you had the song "Playboy" about why you still kissing girls, still in the club, whatever, like that. Is
Mhm.
that why you waited? So, not even saying you're settled down right now, but that love that your grandparents had, that's what you're like searching for.
I mean, I haven't seen too many examples of love
Mm-hmm.
outside of that has lasted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I seen people in love and seen it always end in people being strangers. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Those closest to me. And, having seen representations of love that have lasted, and, you know, looking at, I think we as a culture, we often look to people that give us these examples of perfection and think that that's that. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Somebody can show you what they want to see, what they want you to see at all times, you know. So when people say relationship goals, but this and that, because this girl got this bag, or this dude got this car, or this that never been what love was to me.
Yeah.
Like, and having had conversations with Hove about like how he maneuvered, like before 444, before Lemonade, like asking him like, nigga, you Jay-Z, like how is this? Like looking at I look at our our industry, and it ain't too many examples of, you know, people being in love
Yeah.
forever and it working. It worked for a certain time, it works for a certain branding moment, and it's a good look for both parties, and then they not together. You see you see men like doing the same thing that they was doing in their 20s and their 50s. You know what I mean? I never really wanted to be that. And so me having a child this late was more so just awareness of myself and making sure that I was in a position in my life where I could be the father I needed to be,
Mm-hmm.
outside of just, you know, work and like the lifestyle that is being a R&B singer. Like me as a man being mentally prepared to sacrifice what I have to sacrifice to be a good father.
Yeah. You know, what's funny is I don't even remember what year it was or what show it was. You did a special either on BT or MTV, and like your mom was on it, and she said like because your father wasn't in your life, she raised you to be the man she always wanted, like to exemplify a man. And I don't remember how long ago that was, but that always stuck with me, and now it's come to full circle to
Right.
fruition.
That
Yeah.
was that was a Mother's Day special
Yeah.
on
Hmm.
BET. Yeah,
I was like, I
and
don't remember how long ago that was, but
yeah, my mama and the women in my life, like my aunt, my grandma, and you know, my father was running around. And as I'm now a grown man with a child, knowing that my father, he was 17 when I was born. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have known what to do with a baby at 17. But
mm,
uh, so me as a man, I'm far more understanding of him not being there. Although I don't think it was right in any way, shape, or form. I do get it, and I do have that much more love and appreciation, respect for my mama, because she put so many of her dreams and her aspirations on hold just to make sure I was raised correctly. And that's one of the things that uh, come with coming a child. I mean, having a child.
mm,
Uh, you got to have a reality check with yourself, because it's a person now that's dependent on you.
yeah.
And like you gonna let this person become somebody that they're not supposed to be for your selfish reasons, and or you gonna step up to the plate and put yourself on the back burner when you have to.
Listen, we got real deep. It's only been like 5 minutes.
Come on, man. Man, deep as the abyss.
Come on with it. Okay, so let's get back into the album. So I preach the gospel of Trigger is Trey Songz' best album, in my
That's
opinion.
what you preach. Yeah.
That's what
Okay.
I
I hear
preach.
you.
I tweet it all the time because that's always a conversation on Twitter. Like, what's your best album? A lot of
The
people.
funny thing about it, I would agree with you in many ways. Up
Mm-hmm.
until now, I would say Trigger, Anticipation 2, Ready, then Anticipation 1, then Trade A, and Gotta Make It, and work my way back around. I think Trigger was one of the albums where I kind of like that very brash, that very, you know, I'm the man in this, I'm a man around here R&B. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like I think Back Home and embodies so much of all my albums. I
Mm-hmm.
think there's a little PPP in there, it's a little Trigger, it's a little Ready, Gotta Make It. Um, I think it's just one of the most well-rounded albums that shows what it is that I do, if that makes sense. I
The
think
Trey
every other
Songz.
album has been pieces of me.
Yeah. Uh, Also a feature that you have on Trigger and this album is Ty Dolla Sign. He's on Call, and I think y'all make because Dead Wrong was like one of my favorite songs off Trigger.
That's
And
probably
then
the most toxic R&B song ever created.
you know what? It was my ringtone for a little bit. That's how much I like that
Nah, I think,
song. So
and you know what's funny? The thing about Back Home, the only criticism I've seen is, man, Trey all lovey dovey on this album, man. I don't know if I can fuck with that.
we need Toxic Trey back, man. Like,
We need some cheating going on. I'm like, damn, I just set that precedence for myself, huh? No, but go ahead and say what you.
but with Ty, you know, y'all are on the When We remix. Have
Mhm.
y'all ever thought about a collab project together? Because I feel like y'all together just
We done
butter.
discussed it, like in passing. Me and Ty,
Mm-hmm.
we make music so easily. I would love to do an album with Ty. That's actually not the first. I actually got asked that same question yesterday by a fan, and like, not for nothing, I'm one of Ty's biggest fans. Like,
Yeah.
he got an album out coming out soon, and I hit him like, bro, I'm excited that your album about to come out because I seen it on the calendar. Like I said,
Yeah.
like
Oh
I
yeah,
seen
That Atlantic. Yeah.
yeah, I seen when he's dropping his single. I seen when his next single coming. I said, oh, Ty coming? Because I like Ty from Beach House. I met Ty, and
Yeah.
I was singing Fumble yesterday. A lot of people don't know Ty wrote Fumble.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
how
didn't know.
we actually
Yeah.
came together. I didn't know he wrote it. When I got the demo and I sang it, we was in the club. I was in the club in the DJ booth, and he tapped me. He's like, bro, like, I want to link up with you. This is before anybody knew who he was. He's like, bro, I wrote Fumble for you.
Mm-hmm.
And from then we like been like homies. We make music together, and he's actually a great friend of mine. And I'm a big fan of Ty. I think he's one of the people I want to make sure, like, I just want him to get all the respect that's due and all his flowers while he here, because he's really a genius.
Just like how you tweeted about LeBron, like, give me my damn respect.
Right,
Like the
right.
same with Ty.
That's the first time I feel like Brian ever popped any type of shit.
He has. I just had a conversation with someone about that yesterday. How like he's always been a great player, but he gets what they call greatness hate. Like he's so good that some people just don't fuck with him. But then with everything he does behind the scenes, like with racial injustice and this, it's like how could you hate on that
Right,
man?
like my man has been great on the court and off the court, and has he didn't started schools, he didn't
Mm-hmm.
spent money here, he didn't put all his homies on, he didn't taught financial literacy to, what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't, you can't hate on Brian. Like, if you hating on Brian, you really a weirdo at this point. Like, if you're not happy for LeBron James, like a kid from Akron, Ohio, like,
Yeah.
really, like, if you look at LeBron and all you see is a rich black man and see none of the hard work that he's put in, you are a hater. Like,
Yeah.
it ain't nothing else to it. You're a hater,
Yeah.
especially if you black. Especially if
how,
you black.
how you hating on a brother, man? All right. So would you say, because you've been in the game like what, 15 years? A
I've been in
little
the game
longer?
longer than that, but
Okay.
my first album came out 15 years ago. I had technically been in the game 18 years.
Okay. So Trey has a catalog. So the big thing right now is the versus battles, and your name's been thrown around a lot. Are we ever gonna
Mhm.
see a Trey versus? Are you open to that?
No, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see myself as I I I got a problem with, and I love verses. Don't get me wrong. I love everything that versus stands for, and I love that we have legendary people coming up and showing each other love, and like, and what you see after these battles, a lot of younger people are actually like put on to these classic artists, and you see their streams go up, etc. But for me, I've never really been into like being in competition with the next man, next woman, and putting myself in a position where I gotta say, this is better than what you've done, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm in competition with myself. And furthermore, I don't think it's nobody that really do what I do. There's a few people I don't want to see in a battle. I don't want to see Chris Brown in no battle. I don't want to see Usher in no battle. I feel like people that have solidified a space for themselves, like without question, should not be battling nobody. I feel like
Yeah.
if they really want to get everybody to do a versus, they should be just appreciation joints for certain artists, where you know, you get one artist up there and they play 20 of their bangers and you just rock with that. And then it's another artist that does it because everybody don't want to do that. And us as a people, first thing you do is Teddy Riley was a meme for 3 weeks because he was a meme for 3
Yes.
weeks because his internet was whack, man.
but he's still a point of reference. Like, oh, you got that Teddy Riley Wi-Fi. Like, it's
That's what I'm
forever.
saying. Like that, I ain't into that. They take anything and make it funny and make you corny, and I ain't into like giving myself no opportunities for y'all to like criticize and scrutinize me. You can see me the way I want to be seen.
Yeah. I think the last question I have for you, I mean, you got the shirt on. You speak a lot about social injustice. You just recently spoke about the NSARS movement in Nigeria with their police force. As an entertainer, and I guess more so saying as a Black person, what do you think is the responsibility of anyone who profits off of like urban music? Because you see a lot of people don't say anything, you know, but it's like,
I think
what is their responsibility?
I can speak for myself, and then I'll speak on everybody else. Me, over time, I've realized that I have to be socially accountable. You know what I mean? I have people and children and just people that look up to me and follow me and admire me. And furthermore, I've made my career. I can take care of my family. I live a life that most people don't live because, of course, all nationalities listen to my music, white people, Mexicans, whatever. But I've built my career off the backs and off the love and the dollars of Black people. I'm a Black man. I was a Black man before I was famous. I know I've been through these racial injustices. I've been brutalized by police. I know what all of this feels like. So anybody with the O.J. Simpson syndrome that thinks that because they've reached this certain plateau in life, they don't have to speak to the matters that affect our people, I pray for you and I hope you understand one day that you do have to. The difference between Muhammad Ali being the GOAT and him being a good boxer was he realized that, what did he say? He said, ain't nobody over there ever called me no nigga.
Yep.
Like, what I'm going over there busting guns for? I ain't even did that here. You know, so what if Malcolm said, they don't fuck around kill me about this. I should chill out. Or Martin, the same. You know what I mean? Martin prays now, it's a street, but Bernice will remind you on Twitter that he was the most hated man when he was alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This ain't nothing easy to do because you will be scrutinized and, you know, you will be picked apart when you decide that you want to speak up for this. But what I do say is that there are many soldiers in war. There's soldiers on the front line, there's snipers, there's people in helicopters, there's people on computers, there's nurses. It's so many areas you can assist. So if you donating, that's great. If you marching, that's great. If you using your voice on social media platforms, that's great. If you're doing nothing, you got to do something. You got to do something, and I can't tell everybody what to do with their responsibility and their accountability, but we need these voices more than ever. And if you could rock out for a crowd and you can get rich, then you can sacrifice a little bit of your limelight to speak on what actually matters. You know, myself, I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I'm not fighting for a position in this game or fighting to become who I once was trying to fight to become. I think in those times I might have been more resistant to say certain things. But at this point in my life, I got a son that I got to look at, and he gonna one day be a man and look and say, Daddy, what the hell did you do when the world was going crazy? And I'm gonna be able to say that I stood up for something. And that mean the world to me. That mean more than being Trey Songz, the sex symbol singer, could ever mean to me.
Yeah. I saw you out there in Virginia with Mike Street and all them.
Yeah.
Doing all that give back. So we know Trey really about it. He ain't just here to look pretty and sing for y'all.
I appreciate the compliment, backhanded and all.
But, you know, we'll see each other many more times after this once outside opens.
Oh, for sure. I'm coming down Houston. You think I'm playing? It'll be sooner than you know it, too.
Now listen, I don't know how you feel about being in crowds, but Houston open for real.
Nah, I
So
know it's open. I'm gonna have my mask and some gloves.
but I'm excited to see her. I know you're doing the iHeart Trey Songz, the FoxSoul special on Friday. So we gonna go over your favorite songs. Oh, my favorite song is All This Love. When you played it during our PD thing, like our video thing, that was always my favorite song. Cause you was into it too, like you was singing all the melodies, and then I heard it on the album. I was like, oh, this is that shit. Okay.
This is that shit.
This is that shit. Okay.
Oh, that's that real R&B right there. Like the instrumentation, the melodies, the wordplay. Like there's so much love in the song. It's genuinely about loving someone so much that you want to spend the rest of your life with them. I feel like there was a lot of that in the music that I came up listening to. And I feel like it's a lot of it missing right now on the forefront. So
yeah,
it's a very important song. I hope a lot of people join hands in marriage to that. I've never sung at a wedding. I think that might be
really.
Yeah, never in my life. So Kevin Lyles, I'm playing the song, and he like, I would have made you sing this at my wedding.
It is the new. I want to say it's the new like Casey and JoJo All My Life. Kind of down on that road to me. So, you know, I might give you a call if that day ever happens with me. But you know, radio.
Man, just so y'all know, man, I ain't no damn wedding singer.
We'll weigh it on it. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining me.
Love. Thanks, Ash. I hope to see you again soon. And I like your art and your flowers.
Oh, thank you. You know, I had to get it some popping back here. I ain't got you and the stripes. I don't know what that is, but I had to do something back here.
Keyboard.
Oh, it's a keyboard. Oh, see, I didn't know because you didn't have the keys. See,
I had a what?
The keys. Like they're not.
We're gonna leave it alone. We're just gonna leave it alone. We're gonna leave it all alone.
We're gonna leave it on a high note, but all right.
I like that, on a high note.
All right, Shay, I appreciate you.
Love, baby. You have a good day.
You too.